Welcome to Sister Fefe Channel, where you are welcome here. Hey guys, it's Sister Fefe, and today I am super excited. I want to say super excited, guys. I have muscle and marriage, guys, in the building, guys. Come on through, guys. And as you are chiming in, coming in, guys, I need you guys to share this platform out to your community posts, Facebook,
Yes.
Twitter, wherever. Go ahead and send it out because you don't want to miss this topic today. You don't want to miss it. YouTubers talking about the economy, uh, the crisis we're in, and what is to come. We're just here to share our hearts. We're not here to work against the different people that are broadcasting and putting their information out. We're only giving you our view. So come on in. Sunshine in the building. Come on
Hey,
in.
Sunshine.
Short bus is in the building.
Oh,
Come
you know
on
we're gonna have to bless y'all the right way now. We got to bless y'all. We're
through.
gonna have to give it to you.
Okay.
We're
Come
gonna
on,
give it to them.
somebody. That's it, guys. Muscle and marriage, guys. If you don't know these two people, you want to get to know them. They have a balanced life where they're able to talk spiritual at times. They're able to talk in the natural at times. His wife, she do poetry. I
Yeah.
mean, they do all kinds of things. Her husband don't mind telling you. You know who it is. Go ahead and tell them.
Go ahead and show 'em,
Introduce
baby.
yourselves.
What up? What up? What up? Double Lambs, Sister Fifes out there. It's your boy Keith.
And it's your girl, Mandy. Ow, ow.
I
And
love it. Go ahead. And you what? Go ahead,
And
kid.
we back with
yeah,
another video.
yeah.
I love it, guys. I love it. Guys, if you guys don't know these two couples, as I stated before, you want to get to know them, guys. They are a wonderful couple. They are a couple that love God. They love God, but they also like to stand on what's real. They want to share the truth.
That's
They
right.
don't mind sharing their testimonies, how they feel, their emotions,
Right.
etc. And so we want you guys to be able to share your heart and your thoughts as well on what is going on. Please forgive me, guys, because I'm sharing this out on
Okay.
another platform. So it's taking me a second to try to get this. But we want you guys to chime in and share your input about this economy change that is getting
Mhm.
ready to take place.
You
I
know
do
that has already truly taken place.
correct.
Several people have lost jobs already.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some people have hopes of going back to work with no real reassurance that they may,
Oh,
because some companies have decided that, hey, we'll just cut our losses with this, take the insurance money and go. We
all
won't
right.
reestablish ourselves here in this city or in this town. We won't reopen the doors because the cost to reopen is going to be far greater than what we'll receive in revenue. So some people have decided they're not going to reopen, and people now unfortunately have to find other jobs and other places of employment.
Correct. And
Mhm.
just like Mandy is talking, sharing with you guys, we need to make sure that we are prepared for what is to come. Because as I'm talking to you right now within my community,
Mhm.
and I can only talk about my community,
Right.
they sent out a mass email. And this email stated that it is companies that has already released that they will not, I'm going to say it again, they will not be reopening in the state of Indiana where I'm located at.
Wow.
They already put that out. And I got that email about 2 days. And when I began to talk with you, Mandy,
Mhm.
I realized that, oh my goodness, what we were talking about
Yep.
actually is moving forward. They're moving forward
It's
with it.
happening right. It was happening right while we were speaking on it. It was happening. Like I was expressing to you when we was talking. Remember, I mentioned Hurricane Michael, how it came through and really messed up the coastal Florida, the
Mhm.
Panhandle, and all those companies decided not to return. They grabbed the
Mhm.
insurance money, the relief monies, and they went elsewhere where they feel they could reestablish themselves in an environment where there's higher traffic and possible more revenue coming in another city, another state. So a lot of companies didn't even return to the panhandle, like the Panama City Beach, the Panama City area,
Stop.
didn't even return because the hurricane was a way out, for a business that was already struggling. It was
Hmm.
already struggling. So the hurricane coming through, wiping everything out, was just your way of getting out of the situation anyway.
That's right.
And
Correct.
so that's why some companies are doing it. They're not returning because this is giving me a way out. This,
Correct.
this COVID-19 is giving me a way out not to return. I was already kind of struggling, wondering how we was going to keep the doors open anyway. Now I ain't got to reopen the doors.
Correct.
And I'm gonna get some relief money and
Money.
return.
Correct. Correct.
Mhm.
So you guys that are working with these type of businesses, you
Mhm.
need to pray and you need to start seeking now new doors of unemployment because
Mhm.
just as Mandy has stated, guys, people are literally shutting these doors because they've been struggling.
Yeah.
Let's be
Mhm.
real.
Mhm.
They've
Mhm.
been struggling from the door, okay,
Mhm.
to keep the
Think
staff.
about think about how many times you go into work and they have meetings, and
Mhm.
there are only certain people privy to what's going on in those meetings.
I love
You're not
this.
you're not privileged to what's going on. They're not telling you
Mhm.
what's going on. They tell you what they want you to know, but they're not going to tell you what's really going on because they don't want to incite panic, but at the same time they don't want to be truthful either.
I love that. I
Mhm.
love that. And it's so true. It's so true.
You see it every day in the
What
healthcare field. You see it every day
correct.
in the healthcare field too.
Okay,
You
and
see it
I
every
want
day.
to talk about the healthcare field
Mhm.
as well because that is the area that you work in, and I
Right.
also work in that field and been in and out of that field for years.
Mhm.
And we're talking about right now. Our first topic is talking about loss of employment
Mhm.
slash family member layoff, how to handle it. Okay, we're
Yep.
gonna talk about handling it because right now we have people that has lost their employment. Okay,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then now the families are going to be affected by this. And, and and
Absolutely.
and the thing is, it's not just one race.
Mm-mm.
It's all people.
It's everybody. The thing about it is this whole pandemic has put everybody on the same playing
Mhm.
field.
Yep.
Whether you have money,
Wow.
no money. Whether you feel like, you're middle class, whatever you want to call yourself, we're
Mhm.
all in the same situation. We're all being forced to sit
Mhm.
still. We're all being even if you own a private plane. Right now, the government is saying you can't go nowhere. Even if you got billions of dollars in the bank, you can't go nowhere.
Correct.
You're not exempt. The money don't keep you from getting COVID-19. It don't
Yeah.
stop
Correct.
you from getting the
Mhm.
conditions 19 virus. It don't stop you. It
Correct.
doesn't. And I call it the conditions virus because it's conditional whether or not you get it, depending on
Mhm.
how serious you take it.
I
So
love
we
it.
decided to call it conditions 19.
I love it. Now, Bless Rose says the company that my husband works for permanently laid off of almost half of the workers and gave the supervisor a decrease. Oh my God.
Bless
In
her. My heart
pay.
goes out
Yeah.
to you, dear.
Yeah. Blessings to everyone across the entire world that it that is this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts start off with um, having a financial um, planning
Mhm.
process, thought process
Mm-hmm.
in place. You always want to have something set in place for these type of emergencies. When we
Correct.
say emergencies, a rainy day, you know, some type of chaos of situation. This is it. So
Correct.
you have to have some financial discipline, some
I love
financial
it. I love it.
education on your end, that you were setting. What does the good book say? Lay by him in store for certain situations as these.
Correct. Correct.
So we have to be
And
considerate.
even if you didn't set monies aside,
Yeah.
because some people are living paycheck to paycheck. That's the nature of the beast out here in the world we live in.
Mhm,
A
mhm,
lot of places are not paying as much money already, and then you're cutting people pay. People just don't have it. But the
mhm.
one thing you have to do in a situation like this is remain consistent and be together as you go
Correct.
through it. You because this kind of stuff can cause bickering, it can cause
Correct.
fights, it can cause discord, a
Mhm.
whole lot
Mhm,
between you and your
mhm,
spouse. Your spouse done
mhm.
got laid off, you still going to work. It can cause
Correct.
resentment, all kind of stuff. But it's all about your perception and how you
Correct.
perceive things to be, and how you internalize
Right.
things. You
Yeah.
can't
Mhm.
internalize, you can't get caught up in it. You gotta say, hey, baby, we're gonna get through this regardless. We're gonna be
Correct.
okay. We've been through
Correct.
worse. We're gonna be
Correct.
okay. We're gonna be
Mhm.
Correct.
okay. You have to
Correct.
think like that.
Mhm.
Correct. You're gonna have to most definitely reposition yourself
That's
That's
right.
right.
as everybody.
Mhm,
Reposition yourself,
mhm,
everybody. We need to
mhm,
get back to family. I
mhm.
believe that this is really a message from God.
Yes.
If you look at it, this epidemic situation, it has no respect of a person.
Nope.
Mm-mm,
It
mm-mm.
It
has
sure
no
don't.
respect of a
Truth
person.
time.
No, no, it
Truth
doesn't.
time.
All race, all creed, all color, whatever you want to say, is being hit by this situation. We all are. God, I believe that
Mhm.
God is taking us all back to the beginning, and
Right.
and charity, which is love,
Mhm.
is family. We have lost connection with family.
Oh yeah.
We have lost, back to what Keys was talking about, for those that can, as many say, some people they can't,
That's
Mm-mm.
right.
afford it, they can't save, but for those, I'm going to speak wisdom. I'm going to hold on to Keys wisdom, that for those that do have the money, you better use your money wisely. Start saving money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Start investing into the right things. And have we been doing it all? I mean, in the beginning of my life, I must be honest with you. I was poor. I had poor management with money. But
Right.
as the years went by, and I got tired of losing stuff. I got tired of begging folks, and they tell me no, even though I might have helped them 100 times.
Right.
When
And
It's the truth.
folks don't want to help you, they don't want to help you.
That's
So
right.
what Keith is saying is that, look, if you have the money, put it away.
Mhm.
And someone was on a live, you guys, and you guys can piggyback off this, and they was just telling the truth. They're like, don't try to play the system.
Mhm.
Don't try to play the system, you guys. And Mandy was talking about this. I'm gonna let her share this as we get down the topic line on, these stimulus checks. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, because folks are playing games. This is nothing to play with.
no,
You're gonna
Mhm.
find
not
yourself
my
in a
fault.
world of debt.
Yep. In a world of it.
Okay.
In a world of it.
So sis, let's go back to, we're gonna stick back to how to handle it. Family members, you losing your job, or the family member losing their job, and you were talking about us coming together instead of tearing down one
Mhm.
another. What are you trying to say to the audience? How can they handle it?
Well, I tell you, the first thing you could do is, okay, we know this is the amount of income we had coming in. Okay, now that you've been laid off, we know this is what we have now. Okay, this is what we
Mhm,
have now. This is what we have in savings. What we have now. Okay, these are what our bills are. So you
mhm,
it's just like when you plan a wedding, You got to constantly remember in a relationship, you're constantly planning. You're constantly preparing. The moment you stop preparing, the moment you stop planning, the moment you stop being attentive to what's going on in your life is when things can happen, when different
Okay.
things can fall between the loopholes. So what I'm saying is, in our situation, we sat down and we made a plan. Okay, this is what we have to pay every month. This is when it's due. Okay, I'll make sure that I follow up on these bills. I'll make sure that we
Mhm.
do this. You'll make sure we do that. And we work together as a team. But we don't let the
Correct.
circumstances be the total focus. If you make the circumstances
Correct.
the big focus, it's gonna become the big problem.
That's right.
We can't focus on the circumstance. We got to focus on what is the resolution to the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing
Cor-
about it?
correct.
Not let's keep bickering and fussing about it
Vern,
because that's not taking us anywhere.
correct. Vern says, please keep paying your bills.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because what's going to happen, Vern, is that people are going to get behind thinking that because
Yeah.
AT&T said we gonna leave your phones on for 60 days and we ain't gonna expect no payment. They gonna expect every bit of that payment
Hmm.
and then the new bill that's coming up in the 60
It's
days.
gonna be on
And
top
they're
of
gonna
it.
expect every bit of it. So even with the light companies, if you know
I
you
love
have
it.
money to pay your light bill, pay your light bill. Because even they're going to keep your lights on with COVID, with conditions 19 going on. Trust and believe there will be no conditions about we need our money
After
Correct.
after everything
everything.
is said and done because they're going to cut you off. There are going to be so many disconnections going on around the country. It's going to be ridiculous.
Wow. Keys, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Um,
Because I know he was in agreement with his wife on that, paying your bills.
yeah. Communication. You always hear it. Communication is key. You have at any time, you always want to sit and converse with your significant other to make sure you both are on the same page.
Amen.
And you
I love
make
it.
sure that you always have more coming in than you do coming out.
I love it.
Mhm.
Good teaching.
Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to cut nothing off because I want them to get all this information because Vern is saying something as well. That's awesome. Go ahead,
Yes,
Keys.
Miss Byrne, we were just talking about that. You do have to have a saving plan.
An
Um,
emergency plan and a
um,
rainy day plan.
yeah.
Mhm.
But we were all also touching base on some people live on a check to check basis, and
And
they're
some on a
not.
fixed income.
Yeah, so they're not able to
Have all those things.
save. But they can try to position themselves so that they can take away at least if they can't take away 10% because that's how we know, quote unquote, the economy tells us to save 10%. Well, maybe the average person can't save 10%, but they can save one.
That's
So,
right.
Correct.
so you
Correct.
can save
Because you can
something.
cut out some habits in order to have some on your side. See, when you reposition yourself, you gotta start looking at what's important and what's not important.
I love
Exactly.
it. I
What
love
have
it.
I been spending excessive money on that is not important? What have I been overspending? You know what I'm saying? What have I been giving too much time and attention to? You know,
Mhm.
people have habits. Gotta cut it out,
Correct.
gotta let it go. Gotta let it go.
Correct. Correct. So in other words, Keys, are you saying you're agreeing with Vern in the behalf of making sure, as well as you, Mandy, saying that you guys we need to make sure that we're saving
Right.
Yeah.
percentages
Yeah.
Something,
because that's the
something
You
teaching.
have
That's the
you
teaching.
have to.
putting something aside for your savings, paying yourself and paying your bills.
Yeah. Just like you said before, you have to get back to basics. If someone doesn't understand, well, what is the basics? Because I didn't have anyone to teach me, then that's what books are for. That's when you're getting out and you're looking up things, or you're trying to reach out to someone that will give you the benefit of the doubt
Correct.
and can give you some insider encouragement on how to get things like monies and financial ways to save. But you do have to build a foundation
I love that.
to get yourself on the right path. Without any plan, you plan to fail.
I love that. Vern says, I show people about savings plans for 1 month, 6 months, and 1 year.
So
Even if it's
short-term to long-term goals of saving.
yes, yes. And guys, this is something we must be honest. This has been taught to us for years. For years. They've been sharing this. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Now we're in a crisis. Have we done it? Have we done it? And we're not here to bash anybody. If you didn't do it, then what we need for you to do.
If you didn't do it, this is an opportunity and a chance for you to get yourself in a position so that you can do it.
Yes.
So this is what this is going to teach you. Okay,
correct.
Going through this crisis will make you a better person going out. I hope it will make many of us better people. As far as being mindful of our financial situation, what are we doing? How many trips a year are we taking? Why do we have to always be somewhere doing something? Yes, we all want to have a good time, but you got to think about how much money are you putting into that, and how much money do you have coming in. If you're putting more time into leisure and fun activities, and you got less of that coming in, then we are at a disadvantage. We're at a disadvantage. Money's coming in got to be more than what we out here doing. Gotta be. And if it's not, we gotta slow down on this so that we can build this up so that we can get back to this.
Yes.
We're having a good time, but we got to make sure the money's are coming in. We got to get that passive income rolling. Got to.
Correct.
And that's where me and Keys are at right now.
So that is good, and now I love what you guys are sharing to the audience. That you guys have to stick together. It is not the time. It is not the time to belittle one another. No. It's not the time to say, "Hey, I got to go out here and provide," and you're not doing anything. It's
and that's not true, because while you're going out working, your spouse probably is at home cooking dinner,
correct,
clothes, getting your work clothes together, cleaning the house, organizing things. So that's the one thing I love about my marriage and our relationship. Even when we've had times where Keys wasn't working because something happened, or a job closed down, or I wasn't working because I was in the hospital or something happened, we have always picked up the slack where the other one couldn't.
Yeah, there's
always. That's been from day one before we even got married. We were like
that.
Even before we got married, because I had a few surgeries. Like my gallbladder removed one time. I was out of work for a while. I was sick. I was in bedridden and things like that. Keys would go to work every day, work overtime. He would still come home, make my bath water, take care of me, cook for me, everything.
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. And that's why I knew I was dealing with a king. I wasn't dealing with no anything. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And that's when I knew, okay, this is my husband. This is a man that can be my husband. That can take care of me, love me, respect me like this. Be there for me through some of my darkest days, my hardest times, and I'll be there for him in the same aspect. People don't. We have a story that's so tremendous, Sister Fefe. When we get ready to share it, people ain't gonna believe it.
Correct. I believe it. You know what?
It's gonna blow their mind. What I'm saying is it's gonna blow their mind. Like, wow, y'all went through all of that. Oh yeah.
Yes. And that's what I believe. I believe that God is bringing us together so we can build that platform. I'm talking about not only on live, on the internet, but we're going to be able to stand before you guys face to face and be able to speak life to you guys face to face and touch your hands and say, look, we've been through that. We know what it's like not to have. We know what it's like not to budget. We know what it's like not to be in the right relationships. We know. We know. And we had
situations, we've had health scares, we've had different things happen to us prior to Conditions 19 that made us look at our conditions and made us reposition ourselves.
Correct.
It's like even when this pandemic came out, the thing about it was we wasn't running to the stores to get anything. because every 2 weeks we're already buying detergent. We're
Correct.
already
Correct.
buying hand sanitizer. We already had Clorox
Wow.
wipes.
Wow.
We already had several bottles of dishwashing liquid soap. We already had several bottles of bleach. We
Wow.
already had too much of that stuff anyway. You see what I'm
So
saying?
you guys were
We
preparing
were,
Yeah.
it's
yourself.
like God already had us set up for it. He already had prepared us for it. So we didn't
It's
even go to the stores for 2-3 weeks, right? We didn't go to
yeah,
the stores. We didn't have to go to stores.
probably
Wow.
more than that. And
Yeah.
we do the Sam's Club and the
Yeah.
Costco thing.
Mhm.
So toilet paper and
We had plenty of that
paper
stuff.
towels is
Plenty of that stuff. And the reason why we in Lysol and things like that, the reason why is because we work in the medical field and we've already been taught over
Oh,
the
that
last 20
makes
years
sense. That makes sense.
universal precautions. So you already
Cautious.
know
Yes.
when you walk through the door, you need to take your shoes off at the door and you need to go ahead and spray them with Lysol.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And sit them on something.
Wow.
We already know you got to come out them scrubs at the door. Them scrubs can't go through the house like that. We already
Correct.
know. You know what I'm saying? We already know
Okay.
to wipe everything down with bleach and clean the doorknobs. We were already doing stuff like
Correct.
that every single day because I treat every patient that I come in contact with as if they can give me something.
Precaution
Yeah,
at all
I didn't
times
need conditions 19 to tell me that. I already felt that way because I've been working
from the
for so
beginning.
long from the beginning.
Correct.
Because when you go
The
through all these
wash your
different
hands,
trainings,
all of that.
yeah, when you go
Yeah.
through all these different trainings and you go through all these different in services and these medical practices, they're gonna drill it in your head. Constant hand washing, for 30 seconds or more, and washing
Mm-hmm.
your hands
Mm-hmm.
properly, drying your hands. Don't touch the faucet. Turn it off with a paper towel. Things like
Uh-huh.
that. Wearing gloves and changing your gloves out after each task. Don't keep wearing the same gloves. Like I go in restaurants and I'm seeing people wearing the gloves they touch the register with, then they're going back to making something to eat with it. What are
And
you doing? Take
correct.
them gloves off.
Correct.
These
And
gloves
we
are
want to
worn
talk
all
about
day.
that too. We want to talk about that too with those gloves because I know we talked about that. I'm going to read
Right.
a couple of comments. Vern says, not trying to be funny, but I say when people get their income tax and spend ASAP with nothing saved or
They are
thousandaire,
thousandaries.
they are thousandaire. And it's true at that moment. It's very sad. And right now, their kids, it's a lot of people are subject to go through because you took your monies and did not use it wisely. She said, budget is key. I know it may seem old school, but in this economy, it is what is needed.
It's true
It's
because the
true.
economy is constantly changing, and you don't never know when they're gonna start raising the taxes. They've already passed legislation where they can pick and choose how you gonna file. They're picking and choosing if you're the head of the household based on previous filings. All kind of stuff is going on in different states now, where the government is trying to take more control over even filing your taxes, so they don't have to give you back as much money.
yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. I want to ask you this, man, because I want to, because we got a couple things that we want to touch base
Okay.
on. Okay, you're talking about the government them are going to be issuing out a certain amount of monies to certain people, right?
Based on how they
So
file their taxes.
okay, now this is something people need to be aware of, and people been doing it for years, and
Mhm.
and I have had my part of doing wrong in my life, and I had to learn. Let me tell you something. From doing wrong, I
Uncle
had to
Sam will
learn.
get your butt.
Sure will. So let me tell you guys, if you are utilizing people's children, I want to find out, do you guys feel the same way? And if Uncle Sam, because I read this, they sent an email out saying that based upon your taxes, if they file them children, don't be thinking you're going to be trying to get money and you done saw your kids. I think that that money is gonna go to the people that filed those
It
children.
is.
Yeah,
It
it's
Isn't that
going
is.
to the
true?
people
It's
that
going to
they're
who
allowed
filed
to
those
file the
who
kids.
filed those children on their taxes.
Whatever
They're
your
going by your tax return.
yeah, whatever you file for this year's tax return, that's what they're going by.
Mhm.
Now, I want to add this.
And if you did file for this past year, 2019, they're going to go by your 2018 taxes.
Yeah.
So some people may have let people file their children in 2018 that they
Okay.
didn't have any plans on filing in 2019.
Okay.
And they probably haven't filed their 2019 yet. And if they haven't, they're gonna go by those 2018 taxes.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So that's another tricky thing going on.
And it's gonna be the amount of money. So if you made too much, you won't be getting anything. If you made too less, you know, you just gonna hit the cost of getting that stimulus.
Isn't that
But
$400? I think it was like 450 or three something or something like that. I think that's what I saw. I know it was low. It
It's
was
supposed to be
low.
like $600.
Okay.
And the
I know
max
it
would
was
be
something like
1,200.
that.
Supposed to be
Yeah.
600 to 1,200. And if you're married and you filed jointly, they're only gonna give you guys $600.
yeah.
If you file
Wow.
separately, then you'll get your 600 to 1,200, depending on if you filed any dependents on your taxes, and
Yes.
you'll get his 600 or 1,200, depending on if he filed any kids.
Because the kids, if I'm not mistaken, I think they say they're gonna give you 500 per kid. So that means that if you got 600, then you got 3 kids, then I think it totaled up to like 2,000
2,100, yeah, 2,100.
So that's something to think about, guys. So don't come getting mad with folks because you did that to yourself. So
another thing, fellas, if you're on child support
and you will not get anything.
You will not get a stimulus.
Wow.
Yeah, you will
Don't
not get a stimulus.
ask, will it go toward?
And it will not go to your child support, and it will not go.
Gonna,
and it will not go to the mother who is raising the children. She won't get the money either. So they just won't give out any money. They just won't give out any money in that situation, they said.
Now, this is another important thing. If you receive the stimulus check, they are doing this. When you file your next year's income tax, they're gonna be deducting that money that you received.
I didn't know this.
Stimulus.
Come on, teach us. Teach us. Teach us. Teach us.
That's what they're saying. They're gonna take the money.
You're gonna be deducted. Well, however much you got for your stimulus, you're gonna be paying that back for your next tax return.
Bracket. Wow. Do you guys hear this? Do you guys hear that? This is facts information. We're sharing our truth. We're not trying to take from anybody or add anything. We're just sharing our hearts and our truth, guys.
Yeah.
And we got Vern. She says that is very true. Vernon saying that is awesome at Marriage and Muscle. I know what y'all mean. I will be married 20 years on April the 8th. You need to work on your marriage to keep it together. Absolutely. So guys, it is very important. I've been married for it'll be 14 years in June for my husband and I. And let me tell you something. We have grown so much together, and we talk about our budget. We write down what we owed out, what we have coming in. We look, write down your budget. As Mandy stated, look, if you don't need something, then you need to cut that. You need to cut that out.
Cut it out. Slow it down.
Because it's going to hurt you.
Spending train now, you got to slow it down, because you'll look up and all that money will be gone.
Correct.
Everything you got coming in, you won't have it coming in no more. You see people are laid off. People had good jobs and they were laid off from those good jobs. Those companies have no intentions on reopening, and people were living certain lifestyles, doing certain things. And now, what are you going to do? That money's all coming in anymore. You no longer have that money. You don't want to deplete your whole savings account. So what are you going to do?
One thing that you can learn from all of this is that you can do more together than you can separate and apart.
That's right.
And I'll let y'all marinate on that for a minute out there in live land. You can do more together than you can separate and apart.
It's biblical. It's biblical. 2 is better than 1. Always remember that. Don't never ever fight against your spouse.
Mhm.
Don't belittle one another. Even if you got children in the home, you guys work together.
Mhm.
You work together. If the mom is the one that's providing, lift the load off of her. Like Mandy say, clean the house. If it's just the children and the mom, clean the house. Cook food or do whatever you can to
That's
make
right.
it easy on her. That's just like money to me, to be honest.
It
If
Yeah.
I
is.
come in the house and I don't have to clean and I done worked all day,
I ain't gotta wash no
that's
clothes,
money.
nothing. Come on.
Correct.
That's
Now,
the point.
y'all, do you guys know Short Bus? Because I want to read his comment because it's a moment of laughter, y'all.
Okay.
He loves to crack. He's our little comedian. He said, "Burn, that is true, but people play cards with tax money."
He
And
ain't
he
lying.
telling the truth.
He ain't
He
lying.
telling the
He
truth.
ain't never lied. He ain't never lied.
Oh, he tickles me, y'all. And it's the truth. People play spades, not spades, but they call pity pat and tunk, and they trying to make extra money. And sometimes that's not
And that's
guaranteed.
not an investment.
No, it's not.
But we can honestly say we know some of all of us. All of us know someone that gets a big uh
Mm.
income tax check and uses it unwisely. Um, they take it as if they're getting the big score, like they went to Las Vegas and won on the slot
That's
tables
the
or
truth.
black playing blackjack or poker, and you won the big score,
Hmm.
and now you have all this particular money um, within 1,000, 15,000, 16,000, however it may be,
Hmm.
10,000. Now these people get this particular amount of money, and it only lasts them a month.
Well, I'll tell you
Correct.
another problem with it is too. You notice when tax time come around, think about when you grew up in the neighborhood and things like that. You seen paper tags everywhere on cars. Paper tags. Everybody buying cars with their tags.
Correct. All the
You buy,
time.
so basically you don't spend out about 5 grand. If you got 7 8 back from all the kids you got or 10 grand back, you done took 50% of that and put that in the car. You don't even have a job to make the payments every month. After a
Okay.
couple of payments, now you back to it's repossession time. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Or you go here to these buy here, pay here lots where they rip you off and then you're back to square one. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Mhm.
You know,
Hmm.
people don't understand that is not what you make is what you spend.
That's right.
Correct.
And that's what people got to get into that mentality. It ain't what you make, it's how much you spend. What are you spending out? If like
Okay.
you said, you got more going out than you got coming in, you're already at a disadvantage. And people do that with their taxes. People take the
Correct.
tax time as oh we about to turn up, we about to be out here doing our thing with these tax checks, and they be out here clubbing. Everybody
Correct.
get new weaves, $500 weaves when they was wearing $30 weaves months before. Now you all of a sudden you want the high end stuff. You can't
Correct.
afford it. You
Yeah.
can't
You
afford it.
cannot. You're
You
not
can't
using
afford it.
wisdom. It's not
No,
wisdom at all. It's
no,
not wisdom at
no.
all.
And
Now,
these
let me
stimulus
ask you.
checks are going to be
Yeah.
used to boost the economy.
Okay, I want to talk about that. Let's talk about the stimulus checks to boost the economy
Hmm.
immediately. Okay, so these people are, everybody is going to be receiving these checks. They're going to be sending these checks out, and as we talked
Hmm.
about it, the people are thinking that they're getting free money. I'm being honest. They present it.
They
It
do.
sound like it's free, but then at the same time, if you listen carefully, they are saying eventually you're gonna have to pay this back.
Yeah.
You have people that sometimes hear, but they don't hear. So let's try to
They
make it
hear, but they're not.
plain.
What it is, Sister Fifi, they hear, but they're not listening.
Okay,
They hear.
okay.
They hear something, but they're not listening. See,
So
when you actually listen, you know what's being said to you. You understand it. You internalize. You soaking it up. Like, okay, yeah, I need to be mindful of what I do with this money because they're going to
okay,
require this money back on my next taxes. So I need to make sure that I'm in a financial good place when it's time to file again, so that I'm not
correct,
dependent upon that money that they're not going to give me because they're going to take
correct.
theirs off the top for
They're
these.
gonna take correct. So a lot of people, I just want to, speak
Mhm.
like on the mindset of people that are not
Right.
listening. that are not listening. But I need for you guys to listen. I need you guys to understand that you guys are going to get this money. But as Mandy as well as Keys is saying, guys, you're going to have to pay this money back. My mom even said, we were sitting up one night, late one night, and I just love my mom when it's time for her to give out wisdom. One thing I can say, any bad decision I ever made financially, it was not because of a poor watching my mom poorly use her money.
It
She
wasn't from a poor
paid out.
example. It was just your choice. Yeah.
It was my choice. So you have a lot of people that are out here in the world that have poorly choice because of your own. You can't fault parents
You
all
can't
the
blame
time.
anybody else for that.
Exactly. So now that you're an
When you know
adult,
better, you should do better.
correct. So in other words, we're saying that, look, everybody, if you need the money and they give you the money, hold on to the money. Okay, because the money is going to come, but it is a consequence behind this, that when next year come and you looking for next year money to pay for something that you need to be paid for, you're not going to be able to pay for it. You're not going to be able to pay for it. My mom, back to what I want to say about my mom, she said, Felicia, I don't care how many times they say don't pay your light bill for 3 months. Oh, I'm paying my light bill. I'm
Right.
paying my light bill.
I will
So
not get behind on my bills.
now I don't know about where you are located at, but I know in the state of North Carolina, in the little state of Laurinburg, where I was born and raised, they do not show mercy. When I say they don't show mercy, if you don't pay your light bill 1 month, and in Scotland County, if you guys are listening in, I need y'all to agree with me. I'm looking at Facebook too. I need y'all to agree with me. You guys know Scotland County do not play with you. They will cut your light bill off for $5.
Dang.
I promise you, $5. They don't believe in putting the $5 on the next month and then it roll over. No. You owe $5, you're gonna pay for it. So my mom said, she said she's not going for it. They can give her 3 months, but she's gonna keep paying her bill.
That's good.
That's what she's gonna do. And she's on a fixed income. So the folks that's not on fixed income, you don't really have an excuse.
No.
So it's up to you. So what do you feel, Mandy, like over there, you in Atlanta, Georgia, you in the Georgia area now, what do you see what's going on, or what will be taking place in that area? Because I know we're at loss for jobs right now. That's not
I feel like the governor and so many other politicians here wanted to kind of like see the economy continue to thrive. Even though they knew COVID-19 was out here, I felt like they weren't taking it serious. There were several businesses that were still open. Things were still running and operating as if nothing was wrong, as if there was no reason to panic, as if there was no reason to take this serious. And then all of a sudden, because there started to be more cases, people testing positive for the COVID-19 in Fulton County, especially where they have a lot of prostitution and homelessness and a lot of different stuff like that going on in a certain part of Fulton County. Well, because the cases started to rise, and I guess the Governor Kemp was taking advice from some medical doctor that he was, seeking advice from about this pandemic. And she basically explained to him that there are people who are asymptomatic, meaning they have no symptoms of spreading the virus. Yeah. So you sit next to somebody who's not coughing, they don't present like they have a fever, they seem like they're okay, and you sitting there conversing with them, and they giving you corona, and you don't even know it.
Wow.
So that started happening, and the cases started to rise because of it. So then he decided extra late that, it's time to shut the state down. But before that, Keisha Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, she went ahead and put Atlanta on a 14-day lockdown on March 23rd. But people still were trying to go to parks and still trying to do stuff. She didn't even shut that stuff down because people still weren't adhering to the social distancing because our governor wasn't making like it was serious. And anytime your leader is not stressing the importance of safety or social distancing or
Okay.
washing your hands, and your own leader is not acting like it matters. All he worried about is the economy of Georgia, continue thriving and money keep coming in. People gonna keep doing what they've been doing because, well, hey, the governor ain't panicking. I ain't gonna panic.
And we
Okay.
have to say this, that all state officials are not on the same page.
They're not.
They're not together.
Mm-mm.
This particular state, each county has different things in order for their county. They're
Different
not
curfews.
Yeah, they're not even on the same accord. They're not walking together. So everybody doing their own thing, and this is why this particular situation is skyrocketing.
Okay.
It's been worse
You know
because
what? I
it's
agree.
different.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I do believe that we all the way around the world should be on the same curfew.
On the
I'm agreement with you with that.
Yeah, the good book says, and I think we all can agree. It says, "How can two people walk together unless they be?"
Agree. Oh, I love that. He just gave oh my goodness. He just gave biblical scripture, guys. And one thing with my channel, I believe in standing with the word. And he just said, how can two walk together except agree? Whether it's in marriage, whether it's in with the transition of what's going on. And we want to make sure that we all are trying to get this academic thing under control. We are going to have to walk in unity. And it's the truth. My husband got upset. He's a truck driver. He's been driving trucks since he was 20, off and on. And he was like, Felicia, he was like, look, he was like, I mean, they gonna have to send out the force. They gonna have to send out the force because he say it looked like nobody respect nothing that the government or whoever they say they supposed to be home. And he's like, look, I'm driving trucks. I can't even get what I got to go because it's like backed up out there. And for you to say that it gotten better in the Atlanta area where it was slowing down with traffic, I was like, wow. But yeah, my husband.
Yeah, in certain parts of Georgia here the streets are very dry. Ain't nobody hardly on the streets like that. People are still going places and anywhere they see open, still going out getting food and doing things like that. You see that because some restaurants are still open because they're trying to survive this. Everybody don't have the luxury of Starbucks to close the doors. They can close the doors and reopen the doors and they're going to be just fine. You know what I'm saying?
Starbucks. I'm glad you said Starbucks. Starbucks up here closed down. Did they close where you at?
They closed in certain parts here too. Over by where I work in the Dunwoody area, they closed. I know in the Johns Creek area, they were closed. Yeah. They've closed down a lot of places because they were offering first responders a free tall coffee, hot or cold drink. Free just for being a first responder. And then that was supposed to happen to May 3rd. And they've closed the doors at a lot of locations.
Wow. Yeah. I actually went there because I actually deliver sometimes. And, I was like, wait a minute, what happened to Starbucks? Starbucks is one of the famous,
oh, yeah, they're the top coffee brand around here. I mean, they on every block, every corner here in the Georgia area. I mean, shoot, right in Atlanta alone, they got 1,000 locations.
Green Organ.
If you count the ones inside the Target, if you count the ones inside the Kroger, if you count the standalone buildings, honey, they got 1,000 on right here in Atlanta.
Yeah, green organic love.
Go ahead. What she say?
Organic love. I'm with you, honey. When Starbucks is closed, we have a situation. Houston, we have a problem because I love when Starbucks right.
Oh my goodness.
He be like, here she go. Then I said, you want to go? Then I said, you want to go to ginger drink? Then he all in.
That's right.
Then he all in.
Look, did y'all see Rico say here in Ohio? I have seen several army trucks. Wow, he said in Ohio they released the army truck.
I'm really shocked because I didn't think Ohio had as many cases like that.
Now, my sister, she's in
St. Louis.
St. Louis. She said the same thing. They have those army trucks as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But a lady I work with, her son-in-law is in the military, and he sent her a little video. When he was watching it at work, he sent her a video, and you could see them sending the troops out. You could see them getting ready to board. Get ready to come
That's what I heard.
start
I
enforcing it.
I heard that. I heard that Trump them are getting ready to release I think it was like 1,000. Was it a
Mm-hmm.
thousand? I think it said 1,000 troops.
Yeah,
And
one
I
thousand
think
troops.
it's in New York. I know
And they're
gonna be
not just in
released
New
in
York,
New
and then they're
York.
gonna start sending them to the hot spots too, the other hot spots. Because
Oh wow.
New York has the greatest need, but they're gonna start sending them to the other hot spots. Like Florida's a hot spot because Florida is where people like
I
to go
didn't
on
know that.
vacation, have a good time. People want to be in Vegas. People want to be in these places, trying to get there and hang out. And they're gonna be at the border stopping you at the state line. Hey, you can't come through here.
Oh, I heard
Like right
that.
now, we were told because we're still Florida residents. We're still Florida residents. We live here in Georgia. We're Florida residents, so we can go
Some
back to Florida if we want to. We could drive there and they'll let us through. But guess what? If we go through there,
oh
we can't come back.
can't come back. Oh wow. Well,
Mhm.
Green Orange said she said in Long Beach. I don't know. Is that Florida? With Long Beach at?
Long
In
Beach
Long
in
California.
Beach.
California.
Okay. The police had to tell people to go home.
They telling you.
I mean, it's getting
You know,
bad
We
because
were
everywhere.
at a
listen,
Publix. We were at a Publix in Johns Creek where we lived previously before we moved, and the police were literally in front of the store, parked in front of the store, and if they saw it was too many people in there, they were telling you to get out. Hurry up and get your stuff and get out the
Wow.
stuff. Hurry up and get through the conveyor belt and get out the stuff. Can't have all these people in the store like this. Social distancing is not happening. If everybody that's getting to walk through the store like they ain't have no, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not serious. That's what I said. Some
Correct.
people in certain places and establishments are not taking it serious because all they want to do is make money. They don't care
Correct.
about making sure social distancing is adhered to. They don't care about if people are washing their hands. They just care about making money. The bottom line, and it's the same thing you see in the healthcare field.
Correct.
At my jobs, I have 2 medical jobs that I do at 2 different locations, and I tell you this because it's the truth. They got the supplies locked up. You can't even get a mask unless you sign it out. And I said, okay. At one job, I was saying to the DON, I said, well, okay, how are we to put in tubing or do procedures with patients? And you say that every time we do a different procedure with a different patient, we're supposed to get a new mask, new everything, new PPE equipment, and that's personal protection equipment. If I'm
Correct.
supposed to get new personal protection equipment, gown, I'm supposed to get gloves, I'm supposed to get masks, and you are not even available to give it to me, and you tell me I'm gonna send somebody to bring it to you.
Correct.
I said, they're
Correct.
gonna contaminate it. Why can't I come get my own stuff? I don't want nobody
Correct.
to tell me what they got to give me. They got to open doors, push on the doors that bring the stuff to me. It's
Correct.
all contaminated. So if you already have the supplies in the area where the procedures are happening, people won't have to come out of the room. It ain't got to be transported from cross-contaminated from one room to the other room. But they won't do that because companies are trying to stay open and they're trying to
Correct.
they're trying to do unlimited supplies. Let me tell you something. You ever seen those little paper like masks? They're like yellow. They're flim flam masks. They're not even.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
They don't even protect you from nothing. Okay. Well, they got those and they're going around at the start of the shift and they're having you sign one out and they're telling you this, giving you a plastic bag and telling you got to wear that mask for a week. I said, do y'all
Wow.
not know that plastic breeds bacteria?
Correct. Correct.
Listen, every day I've thrown my mask in the trash and they've been mad at me for it.
I mean, it's a pack. It's a
In the
pack.
shift, I throw it in the trash outside. I put hand sanitizer on my hands before I leave out that building, and I throw it in the trash. And then I come back the next day. I need a new mask. Those masks was worn for a week. You keep asking for a new mask. I'm gonna ask for one every day, or you can send me home.
Correct.
Because I ain't
Correct.
doing this.
Correct.
I ain't doing this the other way. Give me a new mask, and you can. If you got enough nurses in here to work today, you let me know, and I go to the crib. But what I do is working these kind of conditions. I don't care how short your supply is.
Correct.
Hey, you better get some supplies in here.
Your husband be so tickled at you. What?
I be calling him. I be turning up. I be like, baby, trying to with his mask on. Come on. I'm about to come on.
Y'all don't understand out there. Y'all don't understand. When I call her John Wick, that's the truth.
I know. Because I'm not gonna let you put me at risk. And I know the DON, she's new. She was like, well, the director's telling me I said, I don't care what the director's saying, ma'am. I'm telling you, I need a new mask.
Correct.
And I get a mask. Thank you. And I said, every day that I come in here to work and every day that I'm interacting with these patients, I'm gonna constantly be asking you for a new mask throughout
because it does transfer
yes.
a disease.
How you expect me to go take care of this patient, wear that same mask, go take care of that patient with that same mask, and then you say wear it for a whole week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
then
it's
tell people
transferring
wear it
germs.
at home. Wear it
But
at
you know
home too.
what? Also, germs. People don't. I mean, if you guys do a research on it, I was listening to this doctor, and he was basically talking about whenever someone coughs. Okay, whenever they cough in the atmosphere, whatever that what do you call it? The the
The droplets, the
the
droplets.
droplets, yeah, the droplets. Once it goes out, he said it lives for hours. It
Yeah.
lives for hours.
If somebody sneeze right now, if I sneeze at this table right now, I don't cover my sneeze. I don't do this. I
Uh-huh.
don't try to block it or anything. I just sneeze and let it hit this table.
Uh-huh. And
It'll live on the surface up to 14 days.
that's what they said. And
And then
that's
somebody
why
else
it's
come to the same
important.
table and sit in the same spot
Ain't that
and touch
something?
it, touching their face, anything. They got whatever I had.
That's why it's so important. That's what the doctor was saying. He said the reason why you want to take hand sanitizer with you because he was saying that even us going into the shopping center, and I want to talk about Walmart, guys, because I don't know if this have happened in your community yet, but it's happening now as I'm talking.
Okay.
Walmart actually has shut down in the state of Indiana, where to the point they only receiving 10 customers
They doing it here too.
at a time.
I'm not even,
Did
I don't
y'all
even go to
know
Walmart. I go to
that?
Publix. I don't even go to Walmart because I can't deal with the nonsense in there.
The first time I
Mm-mm.
experienced it, I went to Home Depot, and I was driving, and I was going to get something, and I looked and I seen a long line, and I said, "What's going on here?"
At the public?
At Home Depot.
Home Depot.
At
Oh
Home
wow, I didn't
Depot.
know it was there.
Yeah.
They're doing
Yep.
it too. Only 2 customers in the store at a time.
So
That's
you
crazy.
so
You
you
got to
can
stand outside.
Outside. Hair stores too. I went in the hair store recently and Keys pulled up. I got in the car to go in the hair store, whatever. And I walked right in the store. I didn't know there was a line. I didn't even look to my right. I just went straight through the doors. I didn't even think, I had just got off work. I wasn't thinking, And then there was a lady, outside, our people. And so she's like, "Oh, you didn't see that line?
No.
You didn't see that
See?
line?" I said, "I didn't see the line, but but that's not a big deal." I said, "They letting us in 2 at a time. It's okay. I can wait my turn. Not a big deal. Moving on." I said some other things too, but I ain't gonna go there right now. But yeah, I had to really let her know who she really was to me because I cannot with ignorance. Like I didn't see the line. I apologize for it. I'm moving on. You keep on talking. Don't do that because I'm about to let you know some things. Like, please.
I know. We have to pray for that.
Yes, we
That
do because
self-control now.
this pandemic brings out a lot of ignorance. Like there was a lady, I don't know if you've seen this article in the news, but there was a lady she had on scrubs, and she went in the grocery store, and the lady started yelling at her, saying that she shouldn't be in the store with scrubs on because you're contaminating all with those scrubs on. And the lady worked in an office where she sat at a desk every day, but she just wore scrubs because she felt comfortable.
And she took it out of
and
context.
she took it as if she had been on the hospital floor all day long. I saw wish somebody would approach me in my scrubs. Somehow, what I can't do. Excuse me.
See,
you will need medical attention if you don't get out my personal space. You will need medical attention if you don't get out my personal space.
Green
That way.
organic love. She said some hospitals are asking the community to provide masks. We can't come out of our homes without a mask. I've been up making my family mask. Wow. This ain't no joke.
Now, we see what's going on. People making their own mask. Some people going out with costumes on.
Let me tell you, honey, a man was in the store. He scared the mess out of me. No, Fefe, for real. This scared me. This man had his whole face covered in some type of, I don't know what it was. And he had these shades and he walked up on me about to get the brain. I'm like, what's going on with you?
I know.
People wearing Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
People wearing respirators.
Respirators? Are you serious?
Yeah, like the respiratory mask, like in a nasal cannula. They got all that on their face. I'm like, that stuff got holes on the side. Like, what are you doing? But they put like a cloth over their face first, and then they're putting that on top. I've seen it in the stores. I'm like, people are just doing whatever they can. They taking whatever they have or whatever they can get from somebody. And then this one lady, she stole a whole bunch of equipment from the hospital. Now listen to this.
Oh
She had
wow.
a bag full of gloves. She had masks. She had the sanitizer wipes. I mean, she had the works. She had the work.
Wow.
She was taking everything home to make sure her family was safe, right? But as soon as she walked through the doors of the hospital, you know, like you're leaving out the exit, the bag bust.
What?
And security was
No.
like, they fired.
Did she get fired?
Oh yeah, she got fired.
Ooh.
She got
That cause that's stealing. That is actually stealing. This is crazy, y'all. This is
Well, I'm
crazy.
gonna tell you
This is
right
really
now.
crazy.
I'm gonna tell
They
you
can
right
have
now.
them gloves.
I'm condition 19 prepared.
I know that's right.
I don't
I,
care what they
I
say.
know that's right. Okay,
I
what
ain't
about
working in
this,
under these
Mandy?
conditions.
How to protect yourself? We're gonna talk about that topic.
Mhm.
How can you working in the health field, you as well as your husband working in the health field, how can you encourage us to protect ourselves?
Constantly washing your hands, spraying throughout the house with Lysol spray and just letting it drop. You know, even if you have a surface that's been like soiled with something, saturated with something, like, you know, even just spraying down stuff and letting it, like saturating something with Lysol and letting it sit for 3 minutes and then wiping it clean. Like your countertops, bleach. I'm telling y'all, I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff. Even
Yeah.
when I go to work in the morning, I don't do anything until I wash my hands. I wash my hands for 30 seconds or more. I put on gloves. I then clean the area where I'm going to be working. I wipe everything down with bleach. If I'm be touching the med cart, if I'm be touching the med window, if I'm touching the computer, I'm gonna take another set of wipes. There's another set of gray top wipes. I'm pretty sure the people working in the healthcare field know what I'm talking about. Them
Now
gray top wipes.
the Clorox wipes is the orange top wipes.
Yeah, the bleach ones are the orange top. And the gray
Okay.
top wipes, they also kill corona and everything else, like all kind of diseases. And they like carcinogenic and like type wipes. So you have to make sure you put gloves on when you touching and using them.
Yeah.
So I wipe the computer down, I wipe everything down, and I let it dry for at least 3 minutes before I sit in that space. You gotta do that. You gotta wipe the door.
Oh, you're saying that we need to make sure it's dry too.
Make
You
sure
want to
it's dry.
encourage.
Make sure it's dry for you touch it. Give it 3 minutes. Give it 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And in between
Okay.
every patient that I see, I'm wiping the exam tables down, the counters down, everything down with bleach and letting that room dry for about 5 minutes before I bring another patient in there. That's the way I'm doing
Now,
it.
Queen said, what if you don't have Lysol? What can you use to
Now,
spray?
Okay.
now, if you're at home, because your job supposed to supply you with those particular items. So we can't speak for your employment, but if you're at home, Mandy is good at this. Your fabulosos, your pine saws, your ammonias, bleach is a big thing of hers. She loved pine saw,
And
fabuloso, and bleach. Um,
Yes.
what people haven't took from all the stores are empty containers, spray bottles.
Okay.
You can take buy your bleach because you
They
still have
running
the big
out.
containers of bleach, all of that. Your cleaners like that. They've only took like wipes and sanitizers and stuff like that. Your bleaches and all your cleaners are still there in the store. So you would take so much amount of water and then pour a little bit of the bleach inside the bottle as well, and boom, you have a cleaner that you can spray around and disinfect those
yeah,
infected
you won't be able to
areas.
spray anything in the air because, of course,
Yeah,
you don't want to bleach any of your items or
Cover.
stuff like that.
Correct.
But clean it, keeping the surfaces clean will be enough if you're in your home, because and there's not many people coming to your home, but people that live there. So keeping the
Okay.
doorknobs clean with bleach and
That's
stuff.
what they were talking
Yeah,
about.
I clean what I do. Even when I get ready to mop, I always boil hot water on the stove first, and then I pour it in my mop bucket. You know, and then I put the bleach, the fabuloso, and I let it sit for a couple minutes, and then I get to mopping it down and let that steam just rise. Bleaching that,
Right.
it's bleaching that.
Now you know what? I have done that as well, like on the stove. Like I boil hot water, and I
Right.
actually use just this particular pot, and I use it for fume.
Yeah,
I don't
perfume.
know
Yep.
for
Almost
fume in the atmosphere.
what those things called? Those
Hot
like the
pots.
potpourri or hot pots.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I made one. My mom, we've been doing those for years, but that is a good one as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you, let's talk about this, Mandy. It says, we did already talk about use of gloves and masks. Does it
Mm-hmm.
really help? How to protect yourself. Basically, let's talk about loss of family
Mm.
from the virus. Like, let's talk about that
Okay.
topic right there. Um,
We're
yeah.
mainly losing a lot of elderly people. Anybody who's elderly, they are basically falling terminally ill with the coronavirus. They really
Wow.
are. It's affecting a lot of elderly people more so than anybody. That's why even here in Georgia, they had after they announced the 14-day lockdown, they also announced that the elderly people will be allowed to go in the grocery store early in the morning before the younger people
Uh-huh,
because
uh-huh,
they're the most
uh-huh.
vulnerable population. So taking immune boosters, emergency, those vitamin C packs, those are really good. Making sure that, you keep your immune system healthy and keep yourself up, and drinking lots of hot teas and things like that is really good right now because like you said, if somebody sneezes in the air and that stuff lingering, they could be
Yeah.
6 feet from you and you don't even know they
Correct.
sneeze down there and you walking through that mess. If you just like
Correct.
hot tea and stuff, it'll help if you are contracting that virus at that point in time. It'll help it go down into your stomach, they say, and your stomach gastric juices will kill it. But that way it
Mm,
bypass your
wow.
lungs. So drinking something hot every morning, keeping teas around, washing your hands, like I said, those are gonna be the important things
Yeah.
that you must do every day. Like
Um,
we keep hot
Wow.
tea, hot coffee, we keep things like that around.
but as Mandy is saying, you want to make sure uh, you're getting the right amount of nutrients. So by
Okay.
all means, make sure you eat a lot of fruits and veggies
Hmm.
um, at your disposal. You know, likewise, you want to make sure you keep your immune system
Hmm.
at its most high, where
Yeah.
it can do the
Correct.
best, work its best for you. You
Hmm.
know, I myself, I can put it out there. I'm a heart patient,
Yep.
you know.
Wow.
So I don't let that um take over me, you know.
Mm,
Only God got the last say for me. You
correct.
know,
Right.
I
Amen.
don't
Correct.
stop
Correct.
working out. I don't um let other things like this this
Pandemic. Hmm.
pandemic take take over me or overwhelm
Yes.
me
Yes.
because you know of that. I didn't get it um being a heart patient because of my
Correct.
um
You were born with something, or it was a
born
condition.
or
It was
a
due to an
condition.
accident. So yeah.
I got in a bad car
Wow.
accident. So,
Wow.
I don't let things overwhelm me
Mm,
and
mm,
things of that nature. Just take good care of yourself and
Hmm.
make sure that you're
mm.
doing the right thing so you can get the best fighting ability out of your body when something
Hmm.
like
Wow.
that comes to consume you or
Attack.
some
Mm-hmm.
sort.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're
Wow.
eating right amount of fruits and vegetables, taking a multivitamin.
And washing that stuff when you
Man,
buy it too.
yeah,
Wash that stuff.
Oh, you know what? And a lot of people, I have been guilty of that years ago. Like, really, they've been talking about this information we're talking about for years.
Hmm.
Look, when people try to shake your hand, wash your hand.
Wash your
Uh, uh,
hands.
uh, you know, wash your fruit and stuff like that. I don't think we really took it as serious as
yeah,
now we
yeah,
realize
Hmm.
that this
yeah.
Hmm.
thing is
Hmm.
is real. You know what I mean?
That's
And
right.
you put down here within our topic, Mandy, talking about the new guidelines for entering and exiting stores.
Yeah.
Even though we piggyback on that, we talked about a little bit. I want to talk about that a little bit more
Okay.
because, like I said, Walmart now, it used to be you used to can go into Walmart in both areas,
Mm.
but the area where you can enter in for like buying clothes and personal things on that side, it was closed off yesterday. I was like, I told my husband, I said, brother, for real, For real, I know good and well Walmart is not doing no mess like that. He was like, yeah. So I took my car, I drove down there to see if it was true. And I drove through, guys. When I say it's real, you couldn't go through the door.
Mm-mm.
And the people had to literally, where you go in through the food, they literally took the
Mm-hmm.
buggies you buy
Yep.
groceries with on the outside. They lined the buggies up all the way across in the door way because you could not go straight into the door.
Mm-mm.
You had to walk all the way around the buggies, all the way around to come in one like so many people at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And they had somebody to guard that area.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And it's real. So is that just you were saying that it was another store, public? We don't have public here, but Walmart
Publix
was
is not doing that. Publix is not doing that. But
okay.
what I will
Just
say is
Walmart.
Publix are utilizing their self checkouts, and what they do is they have somebody standing there to facilitate the traffic, and the person that is facilitating everything is wiping down the screen, the pin pad where you're putting your debit card number in, and all that stuff, and wiping down the scanner and everything in between every customer before they allow another customer to walk up to that self checkout.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Wow.
but
So it's really nice that they're doing that at the one we were when it wasn't crowded where we were at either. It wasn't crowded. So they are adhering to social
Okay.
distancing over here where we at.
now the
Okay.
Home Depot, what they are
Home Depot. That's
initiating is that two people go in the store at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and they wait 10 minutes,
Before they let somebody else in.
and they let another two people come in the store. And after they have probably about 5 people in the store, 2 people got to come out
Before two can go
before
in
2 more can go in.
to ensure social distancing around the store. Like if
so
they're
you
watching the
said
aisles too, they're watching the aisles too. Like, okay, it's too many y'all in this aisle. Somebody need to go find what you're getting and get on that aisle. Like they trying to really move the traffic along and say, hey, you've been standing around in here too long. Like some people go into the stores, they really don't need nothing. They just want to be out and about. Go home, stay
well,
home.
they saving money. They teaching them to save money. You don't really need that. I need you to go on out this
Right.
door.
But some of them is
Because
not
we
doing
do.
that. Some of them is not doing that. People want to be in the store to be in the stores. And it's like, you want to be out here to be out here because some people have that cabin fever. They can't stand to be inside. I don't like being inside. Well, even other states like states like South Carolina, they're not taking it serious. They're still moving on just like normal. Nebraska too.
Well,
Yeah.
he
South
said,
Dakota.
Yeah, it was a couple of states
Mm-hmm.
they gave off in the news earlier today that their government is not gonna hold back. They're not gonna shut anything down, and they're moving like as if nothing
had
ever
happened.
happened.
oh
South Carolina is
wow.
one of them.
Well, let me ask you this. So, okay, the governor says everything has to be shut down, but you're saying local
No,
governors
he's
or
saying local governors for those states we named, like North and South Dakota, Nebraska, and South Carolina. They aren't taking it as serious because they don't have as many cases or no cases at all. So they're allowing
okay,
their people to maneuver and do like they've been doing. They're not shutting anything
okay.
down. Like their airport isn't shut down. They're not shutting anything
Oh
down.
wow,
Mm-hmm.
And
wow.
and,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the situation, because they think they have no cases because no one is going to get checked out.
Mm-hmm. No one to
Oh
get tested.
wow.
And then because they have limited testing and the testing is so expensive, they only want to, like if they were to test one of us, they would choose to test me first. You know why? Because I'm more
Wow.
valuable to them because I'm a healthcare worker. We need her to be able to
Oh
work.
wow.
We need her to be able to come to work. If he got it, he could stay home in quarantine within 14 days. We ain't
Oh
worried.
my
You know what I'm saying?
goodness.
That kind of thing. If I was a healthcare worker, he wasn't one, then it would just be me. And that's what they're doing because I know
Wow.
another family, they felt like one of the family members in the house had put everybody at risk for coronavirus. The only one they tested for it though was the nurse in the house because she's a healthcare worker, so she's
Are
more
you
important.
serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now, Gina, I believe Trader Joe's, you go in one at a time.
That's right, Gene.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I didn't know that. And
Mm-hmm.
Rico says, oh, wait a minute. I know for me, I have to watch out because I have trouble with asthma and it's already freaking me out. But I keep the good Lord in my heart. That's all right. You have to, Rico. You have
Rico,
to.
you'll be
Leilani
fine. You
say
will be
right.
fine.
Yep.
She said, Leilani said right. They don't have cases because no one is getting tested. Wow, I
That's
did
right.
not
Exactly.
know
And
this.
that's the
Um,
truth.
Tasty Mafia said, Tasty Mafia said its folks was about to get into to the grocery store because they was so close to one another. Wow.
It's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, it's even workers that are out there and people are being really rude. They're being rude. So the distance, is needed because one time I went in the grocery store. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like if you know that you got a cold, you may not have the virus, but people are freaking out so much
Mm-hmm.
that when you call, you think the worst. And I'm gonna be honest, the woman was like, I was in the store and she was like, I said, no, honey, I'm finna go. I ain't trying to be funny, but I don't need no groceries today. I'm finna go. I mean, she
Everybody's
was going down every
scared.
aisle.
Everybody's
I mean,
scared.
she didn't even do this. She was just coughing all loud. I said, "Oh my goodness!" I mean,
And no mask on.
I no, I said I'm out of here.
My
I don't
Lord.
want. A matter of fact, I don't want no teacher. I don't want nothing today. I don't need nothing. Y'all can have this because this woman
Right.
was coughing like crazy. But okay, I mean, when people do that, do you think people should be offended because you look at them a certain way? Because I mean,
No,
I'm
they
be
no, they
honest.
shouldn't be offended because if you know you got a cough and you out here and you got no mask on, you got no gloves on, you're not taking necessary precautions, you're not staying home, you're not sending another loved one to the grocery store in your absence because you are sick, then there is a problem. Like there's a girl at my job, she went ahead and got her FMLA paperwork approved from her doctor because she has really bad asthma, like Rico was saying. And she
Yeah.
was like, I feel like it's unsafe, especially being that we've had people at our job come down with coronavirus. We've
Oh,
had
wow.
people so
Yes, I
before.
wanna talk about that.
Mhm, mhm.
They said and I know, guys, I don't wanna keep y'all forever, but I do wanna talk
Well,
about the
you're
health
good. You're
field.
good.
Good. Okay. Well, the health field, you guys, I realize that everybody is talking about everybody else, but for those that are in the health field, in the medical field, they are catching the virus too. And a lot of people are not talking about that.
They
They
are,
really not
and
talking
they
about that.
really don't want to talk about it or tell you about it because they know that it's going to incite panic at work, and people are going to start calling off for shifts. And in order for your business to run, you need staff. So if we don't have any
Oh,
nurses, if we
that's
don't
why.
have any techs here, if we don't have any environmental services workers here, then we're in a bad way. We need these people. So if we
Oh,
let them
that
know that
makes
we have
sense.
if we let them know we have condition 19 cases running around the building, people are going to call off because that's exactly what happened. They had to go ahead and tell us because they had someone at our job who tested positive for it. And the only thing they kept saying was, oh, this person was, as soon as we found out, this person was only limited to this certain floor. They didn't go here. They didn't go there. You're lying. They got on the elevators. They was all over this building. If they work here, they were all over the building.
Oh,
You
you know
cannot
what?
sit
They
there and
said
lie and
something
say they
about
was in
that.
certain places.
About the elevators too. They talked about that the coronavirus, which the
Mhm,
virus guys said that people can cough in the elevator, and if it's on those numbers, the number pads and stuff like that,
mhm.
it lives. And that stuff need to be wiped down. I know here in
And I know for
Indiana.
a fact they are not wiping it down. I even tell them, I was even telling some of the people I work with, I was like, listen, when you're transitioning with these patients throughout the building, doing groups, therapy
Mm-mm-mm.
groups, and things like that, y'all need to be wiping those door handles and wiping those tables and allowing them to dry before allowing any other patients to enter that area. Like, how are you just having patients in there playing cards, doing this, doing that, coughing? They don't care. And then you let other patients go in there right behind them and sit in the same spot, same germs, same bacteria, and we just hoping they don't
Mm.
catch the virus. Come on, you can't operate
Now,
like
do they?
that.
Now, let me ask you this about, I know you work in a hospital setting, but do
Mhm.
you guys know how they are keeping the patients apart? Like, are they keeping the patient like in the rest home, the
Um,
facilities like that? Are
yeah,
they keeping the people
in some places
separated?
they're keeping them apart, and in some places they're not.
No.
Like, one day I was at work and I saw like 11 people on the elevator at one time, and I said, "Why won't
Oh
y'all
wow!
transport four at a time with one staff, and then four go on
Oh
another elevator with patients, or four go to take the stairs? Do something different." But everybody can't be on that elevator like that. And it's like, "You want to get on
no.
that check?" No, I don't want to get on that. No.
Now, what about also? I know, Mama Dale. I don't know if you guys know her or
Mhm.
not, but Mama Dale, she works in the facility with the people that are homeless,
Mhm.
and my heart really goes out. We need to talk about the homeless guys
Right.
because it's very, very sad.
They're very
She
acceptable to
said
this.
it, that they are basically, and they have actually closed down
Mhm.
homeless shelters because they were not able to provide 6 feet of footage for these people.
Right.
So, what I mean, have you guys heard anything like what are they doing
I mean,
for these people?
if you ride around in certain parts, I mean, you see them on, under the freeways sleeping.
Oh my
You see them
Yeah.
goodness.
out in the open on the streets. You see
This,
them.
being here in Georgia has opened my eyes to
Mm.
seeing a wide range of vagrants here in Atlanta. I never seen that many before to where they have tents. It,
Wow. That's what I
uh,
heard. I
They
yeah,
heard
do.
that.
Like
and
they set like little neighborhoods.
yeah, under the highways,
Hmm.
you see rows and rows of tents, like it's a um
Wow.
what like a government assistance program housing,
Hmm.
and I'm talking about you can see like 15 to 20 tents
Wow.
just driving different highway 400, 285, highway 19.
When you're going toward the south side of
Yeah.
Georgia, like Lithonia area, you see a lot of that in that going toward that side, or Jonesboro, Morrow. You'll see a lot of that stuff.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. And
Yeah,
do you
certain parts,
believe that those people
outskirts.
are effective? They were already, I know Georgia is huge with
Hmm.
homelessness.
Hmm.
But do you think that it increased since they closed the doors
Oh,
for
absolutely. Since they
homeless
closed the shelters, oh
shelters?
yeah. I knew somebody who was living in a shelter, and they were affected by this. Hmm.
Oh
And what's
wow.
happening is, and even she was saying that people are having to go to the hospital, and people are trying to make up excuses why they don't feel well, trying to get in a hospital bed because
Oh
they don't have
wow.
they were, and the hospitals are turning people away too
Yeah.
because they're like, we don't have the
So
space for this.
what they're doing is you see certain states opening up convention centers,
Hmm.
opening up different places, buildings that they have for lease that are empty and things like that, and making them into hospitals.
Just so they can treat the
Oh
outbreak of the
wow.
cases. Hmm.
Wow. Now, before we're going to wind this up. I want to talk about the transition, guys, of the new to come. So, do you guys feel like uh financially as well as business wise that we're going to go back to the norm far as people that are in the health field, the office setting field, um, food industry and stuff like that. Do you feel like because personally, me, I feel like it's not going to go back. But I want to hear your view. Do
No,
you feel like
things
it
won't be
will
the
go back
same.
to normal?
No, things won't be the same. There will be some level of normalcy that will go on, but it won't be the same. No, we won't go back to the same way of living. It won't be the same. The economy will get a boost with these stimulus checks. They'll get another boost when they take your money back when you file your next tax return, which is going to be right around the corner because this is already extended into the halfway mark of the year as it is. Um, and what's so sad about that too is that for people who are not working, I mean, how much taxes will they really be able to
Yeah.
file and pay back for these stimulus checks when they're not even
Correct.
working? So things will not be the same. It's going to take some people a couple of years and maybe 3 to 5 to get back, back where they were, depending on how legislation change. All kind of things are gonna be put in place that is it's gonna hurt a lot of people. It's gonna hurt a
So
lot
do
of
you do
everybody.
you do you think, like, okay, for instance, I mean, looking at the picture with
Mm-hmm.
the food industry, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed that right now they have it where a lot of food places are closed, or either they have closed down the diner, okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the
The drive through
diner,
open.
okay, the drive-through is open now. Let's think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they can operate without all these people
Mm-hmm.
in the dining area,
Mm-hmm.
and they're making more money,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see, I'm being honest, I could be wrong. I don't see them, the dining part being needed anymore.
Mm.
I feel like people, if you look at that picture, and
Yeah.
if I was a business person, I'm operating. I got Uber, I got DoorDash, Uber Eats, DoorDash. They coming to pick up the food. I'm still
You will
producing the
have
food.
some that will think
People
like
are
that.
buying the food.
Yep, you're right. You will have some that will think like that. You will have some businesses that will think like that, cut the overhead so that you can eliminate costs. However, you will have some who will think like this. Just as many as coming through the drive-through, there's just as many want to come inside and get their food.
Yeah.
So not only do I got 15 cars in the drive-through that I can service, but I got 20 in the inside that I can service as well. And I'm going to want to do that
Correct.
as well. So you will have some that will still want to go back to the way in which they did business, because it's all about your mindset about things too. The owner, the people who are making the decisions, their mindset.
So
So that's going to play
that
a role
makes
in that.
sense. So what about this too, man? If you think about this, okay, what if the people also, if they come in, they can make money that way, but
Mhm.
at the same time, then you got people that has businesses that they're accepting people coming through the drive-through, but they also got people that are on the phone that are saying, I want to do my order on the phone. I
Mhm.
need you to go get my food and bring it to me.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
So
I
they're winning. They can win
Oh yeah,
all
it's all
type
kind of
of
ways they can
ways.
go. But I'm gonna tell you something. There was a video of a DoorDash driver who was driving with somebody's food, and he had roaches all over his car.
Oh my goodness,
And that
that's
was on
horrible.
social media. So people is gonna be skeptical about that
Ugh.
too.
yeah.
Well,
But
I
oh
we
know
my goodness.
myself.
but we are moving towards an e-commerce um kind of world
Yeah.
where people want to order everything. You can see that with Amazon
Online.
and stuff like
Clothes,
that with
shoes.
everything has moved to that. Also, with the food, with dinners, you have Blue Apron where you can have meals shipped to your door and you can
With
make
recipes. You
dinner.
cook your dinner
A
yourself.
whole
Um,
meal.
yeah.
Wow.
And
You
people subscribe to it, and they pay every week, and they send you the meals every week. And it feeds enough. You can pick a meal that feeds a family. You pick a meal that feeds two people, things like that. So people are already on that trend as it
Yeah.
is.
And
Yeah.
then you see it with
Wow.
fitness. You have different
Never heard
places
of that.
that make fit meals, whether it be keto, different types of low carb meals and stuff like that, and we'll ship them to your door
And
as
people
well.
now doing virtual workouts.
Yep.
Where they working out with you on FaceTime, training you from home. For you, people are not doing things
This is
for.
wow.
We've gotten away from
Wow.
having an interpersonal human connection with one another. You notice how people, even kids, they'll be sitting in class next to each other and they texting and they right next to each other, like, what's going on? Why are you texting and we right here? People, it's like people are
That's
moving
right.
away from having that human connection, and
Yep.
that's not really good.
Just like J. Cola said, this is the new normal.
It is,
You're
yeah.
right, J. Cola, Joe Cola.
Mhm.
This is
Mhm.
it. You know.
Yeah, he said we are being trained to see ordering online and take out as the new is the new thing. It is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, if you get
Oh,
that money, don't touch
believe.
it. Leave it alone. That's right, Rico. Leave it alone.
That's smart.
That's right.
Wow, 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 wow.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we have learned so much today by muscle and marriage. And one thing I want to say about you guys are a loving couple.
Thank
You
Yeah,
you.
want to
yeah,
tell the
for my
truth.
baby.
See what I mean? See, that's what it's about, guys. You got to learn how to be affectionate,
Yeah.
one to another and not be afraid,
Look at
to
Rico.
show
That's
love.
nasty.
What he's Rico troublemaker. He's a troublemaker, y'all. One day he'll be able to kiss his honey bun.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Rico, find somebody to give some sugar to.
Uh, we appreciate each and every one of you guys for
Yes,
chiming
we
in.
do.
And as I stated to you guys, keep continually to display love. Keep
Absolutely.
continuing to display truth because that's what we need. The
That's
world
right.
needs the truth. The world needs to see humanity, that humility, that we're all human. We all fall short of God's glory at times. We all need one another.
That's right.
And you guys have edified us today with some good information. You built us up on ways that we need to stay together as family. We
Right.
need to also be aware about the stimulus checks, guys, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you save your money. Make sure you guys don't take the precautions as a joke, guys. Also to be prepared for the transition that is here. It is
Right.
not
It's here.
it's
Yes,
here.
here. It's here.
So,
Yeah, just accept
And
it.
also,
Accept it.
even though there are going to be some transitions that we're not aware of, there are going to be some unexpected things that come our way. We just got to know how to maneuver and just be patient. Be patient. Take it one day at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself with all the information. Don't overwhelm yourself
Mhm.
with what's going on. Like I seen one person in the chat said that they didn't even have any bleach where they are. They had to get
Oh
bleach
yeah,
tablets to make
yeah.
gallons of bleach water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just whatever, you just improvise, you do what you can
Yeah,
so that you can make a way to
yeah.
get
You
things
gotta
disinfected,
adapt.
keep things clean. You just gotta adapt, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because like I said, even in Home Depot, we went in there, they had a lot of bleach in there, big bottles, but they was charging arm and leg for them suckers too.
You know what?
They
That's
know
what they're saying, that they are
what they're doing.
increasing the
They're
pay
increasing the price
too.
of stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Lysol not even putting nothing back on the shelves. Like they don't even have that
right.
stuff on the shelves at some of these places. Like you got to go ask somebody, hey, do y'all any Lysol back there? Like, is this that bad? Like they're limiting, oh, you only get one item. And people are going back to their car having to send somebody that's back in the store to buy one more paper towel or more tissue. I said, I'm so glad I don't have to be a part of this foolishness because I had more than enough of this stuff prior to
That's
this pandemic
awesome.
coming out.
That was Leilani that said that. And I want to ask you, what
Leilani said that, yep.
I never heard of that. We have no bleach here. I brought concentrated
Concentrated
bleach
bleach
tab.
tablet.
Yeah.
What
They're
Yeah,
are
they're
little.
those?
little tablets. They
Yeah.
look like almost like Alka-Seltzers, but they're thicker, and you can put
Hmm.
them in the water, almost like the little things you put in your toilet bowl in the back. And when you flush,
Oh,
yeah, like bleach tablets. You can make up bleach water with them. You put them in there to dissolve in the water, and it makes the water into bleach water.
Hmm.
oh,
And
I
it's
need to
all the
go to the
concentration
store
that
and
bleach
see if we can
has.
find those.
Has all
Huh.
the
Now
concentration
I
that bleach
can't
has.
find alcohol. I know for sure I cannot find alcohol. I have
Mm-mm.
like one bottle left in my house. And I do have hand sanitizer, but they don't have any holler in no
And let
stores.
me share something with you about
Can
hand
you guys
sanitizer because everybody is
come
so big on
okay.
hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer. Let me share something with you about hand sanitizer. A doctor did a survey. He had everybody wash their hands for 30 seconds. Some people wash their hands 30 seconds. Then he had some people not wash their hands at all, right? He
Uh-huh.
wanted the people who didn't wash their hands at all to touch a piece of bread. They all touched a piece of
Okay.
bread. He then had everybody in the other line who used hand sanitizer to touch another piece of bread, a whole separate piece of bread. And then he had everybody who washed their hands thoroughly the way he told them to touch another piece of bread. So we have three pieces of bread here. We have a piece of bread that's been touched by people who did not wash their hands.
Mhm.
We have another piece of bread here that's been touched by people who use hand sanitizer. And then we have a third piece of bread that's been touched by people who wash their hands thoroughly for 30 seconds or more.
Okay.
The bread that nobody washed their hands was contaminated with all kinds of germs. We know that because they didn't wash their hands. They've been touching on their face, touching in their car, touching each other, everything, just touching stuff. That bread was contaminated. The hand
Okay.
sanitizer bread was also contaminated with 50% germs because hand
Wow.
sanitizer is not as effective as people think it is. You need to wash your hands with antibacterial soap. If I have a choice over washing my hands, hand sanitizer, I'm washing my
Washing
hands
my hand.
every
Me
time.
too.
If you're in a
I
position to wash your hands, wash your hands. If you're not, you traveling out and about in the car, then yes, use hand sanitizer because at least your hands will be 50% clean. But
yeah,
immediately when
yeah.
you get home, wash your hands. If you go from the bathroom, wash your hands. If you come out the kitchen, wash your hands. Every time you do a new task, if you go put your makeup on, go wash your hands. Wash your hands. Every time I do a new task, I'm
Wow.
constantly washing my hands. And my hands get really dry really fast because I'm washing them so frequently at work and at home. So what I do is I keep some Eucerin lotion, ointment, advanced therapy lotion, because that's the only thing that works to
Mm.
keep my hands from drying out really bad. But I put that stuff on. I do like this. I put it on like this. And I just, put it on my skin where I know my skin is really bad. But if I'm going to
Okay.
do something, once it dissolves and everything, I go do something, I'm washing my hands again. That is going to be your number one thing. Hand sanitizer, okay, but it never will replace washing hands. You're right, Leilani. It'll never
Wow.
replace that.
Eh, correct. Guys, I
And
want to say wash
people
your
need to
hands.
scrub under their nails too. Another good
Mhm.
tip too is bar soap. Bar soap. When you scratch bar soap and let it get up under your nails, it cleans under your nails really, really good. A doctor taught me that.
Oh, wow.
You
I
want
never
it.
heard of the scraping of the
Yeah.
soap.
Because when I
I knew
shower,
you
I use
do
body wash
this.
and I use bar soap. See, think about it. When you use a body wash, it has an oil base in it. So you putting that oil base on your skin, you ain't getting all that dirt off of you. When you use soap, soap strips everything. It strips it. You strips you clean. So do you notice how when you use certain soaps, you be dry as I don't know what, you be needing like some lotion or something, you be so dry.
Correct.
So
Correct. It
so I
makes
go in
sense.
with so I scrape my nails when I come home, get in the shower. I scrape my nails with the soap, and I go ahead and start lathering up with the soap first. Lather up real good with the soap and rinse off, and then I use body wash.
Wow.
Then I use body wash to add the oils and the
Wow.
moisture
Wow.
back to my skin. But soap is gonna be used. Bar soap is gonna be used first before anything else. I'm not putting no oil base on my skin. I've been out in the
Wow.
air. I've been out with patients, things like that. So those just important tips that some people just
Wow.
don't even think about. But you have to do that. That gold bar dial soap is life. Yes, Pink Table it is. It's antibacterial soap. We use the pump and we have the bar soap for that as well. It's really good for acne
Wow.
too. That
Yeah,
the
the
gold
dial
dial
is
I'm
really
talking
good.
about, the old school.
Yeah.
Come
Any,
on, this stuff been around for years.
that's why we say in the beginning of this video, you have to uh, get back to the basics. You
Mm-hmm.
got to
Yes.
establish a plan and you got to build a foundation.
Amen.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I appreciate that. You guys have received a lot of wisdom today, a lot of nugget. You guys have heard our hearts. Uh
Yeah.
we just want to share the truth, guys. It's real out there. And if guys you have not joined in and fellowship with the muscle and marriage, please do. Go by, check out the channel. They have mukbangs, they have real talk. They
Mhm.
do a little bit of everything. They do car mukbangs.
Yeah,
They do
did one
talking.
today, y'all.
I mean, they do a little bit of everything. So please go check them out. And Keys, I want to say thank you guys from the bottom of
Oh,
my
you're
heart.
welcome. We love you. We appreciate this
No,
opportunity. We do.
I'm
I
going to just
mean, you
leave.
guys made me feel like a sister. I felt like family.
Aw, we love
I
Yeah,
you. We
we
love
did.
you.
love
Glad we
you.
made you feel good. We happy about that.
I'm going to just leave everybody with this. May God continue to bless what you've done, what you're doing, and what you will do in the future
Amen.
if you only keep his holy and divine will.
Mm.
So we'll get through this, y'all. We in this together. Muscle and marriage love, y'all.
Yes, we do.
Amen. Well, God bless you guys. And I will see you all in a few minutes on Bible quiz. All right. God bless you
All
guys.
right. Love
Bye bye.
you. Bye,
Love you, sweetheart.
everybody.
All right.